Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are stepping firmly into 2026, and decentralization has finally stopped being this vague marketing buzzword.
Yeah, it is actually a hard, quantifiable engineering metric now.
Right. We aren't talking about vibes anymore. We are looking at survival stats for these networks.
Exactly. I mean, it's about time we ditch the whole who has the best logo debate.
For sure. So today's mission for you listening is to explore the architecture of trust. We have a stack of reports here showing how these networks actually resist failure under pressure.
And honestly, looking at the data, the old blockchain trilemma, that tug of war between security and scalability and decentralization, is still the defining battlefield.
But the way we measure that battle has changed, right? We are not just guessing anymore. We're using the Nakamoto coefficient.
Which is such a vital metric.
I love it because it is basically the bus factor applied to crypto. Like in software engineering, you ask how many developers can get hit by a bus before the project collapses.
It is a grim way to put it, but yeah. The Nakamoto coefficient measures the minimum number of independent entities that would need to collude to disrupt the network.
Right, so validators or developers or mining pools.
Exactly. If that number is 1, you are centralized. If it is 100, you have a genuinely robust system.
And we actually saw a real-world stress test of this with the Tornado Cash sanctions on Ethereum.
Yeah, that was not theoretical math. That was a behavioral audit.
For sure. I mean, despite heavy government sanctions, about 40% of Ethereum block proposers kept processing non-cooperative blocks.
Meaning they kept including transactions from the sanctioned Tornado Cash protocol.
And here is where it gets wild for you to consider. They literally lost money doing it.
They did. The data shows these distinct blocks offer yields that were 15 to 23% lower than the compliant ones.
Which proves that for a significant chunk of the network, ideological neutrality overrode profit incentives.
That is a quantified measurement of censorship resistance that you just cannot fake.
So let us run the scoreboard for 2026. Let's start with Bitcoin. It has that unmatched geographic distribution.
Yeah, something like 18,000 to 24,000 reachable nodes globally.
The physical layer is super strong, but the weakness is the mining pool oligopoly.
Right, just 3 to 5 pools control about 60% of the hash rate.
So if those pool operators decide to censor a transaction,
the individual miners connected to them could not stop it.
That is why Stratum v2 is such a big deal. It is a protocol upgrade, letting the individual miner build their own block template.
Like the guy with the rig in his garage.
Exactly. It strips power from the pool operator and pushes it to the edge,
creating a much healthier Nakamoto coefficient. Now compare that to Ethereum.
Right. They have massive economic security, over $120 billion staked.
But the centralization risk there is purely financial. We are talking about liquid staking.
Yes. It is convenient, but if everyone gives their ETH to Lido or Coinbase to manage those entities, hold all the voting power,
it creates a wealth centralization risk. The underlying asset is owned by thousands, but decision-making is in a boardroom.
Now, the data threw up some surprises. Polkadot is putting up huge numbers.
Statistically, it takes the crown. It hits a Nakamoto coefficient of around 178.
Because their consensus mechanism forces a mathematical spread of the stake.
Right. It prevents any single whale from buying dominance.
And then there is Solana. The reputation used to be fast, but centralized.
Like a database on a few expensive supercomputers.
Right. But the metrics tell a different story now. It maintains a coefficient of 19.
Which is very respectable. But the real game changer is Firedancer.
The new independent software client.
Yeah, it broke the software monopoly, proving you can have high speed without a single point of failure.
And we cannot skip Monero. For the purists, that is the cypherpunk option.
They use RandomX to favor CPU mining. It ensures you can secure the network with a regular laptop.
Which completely sidesteps the industrial-scale centralization we see in Bitcoin.
It is arguably the most egalitarian model we have.
It is arguably the most egalitarian model we have. So looking at the landscape for you, there is no single winner. Bitcoin wins on resilience.
Polkadot wins on mathematical consensus.
And Ethereum on developer depth.
Essentially, we are replacing trusting a bank not to go bust with trusting a protocol to follow the rules.
Shifting trust from fallible humans to verifiable math.
Precisely.
But I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. We have achieved technical decentralization. The code works.
The code definitely works.
But with BlackRock and ETS holding massive amounts of supply, have we just recreated the old financial system's wealth inequality on a new database?
That really is the multi-billion-dollar question.
Thanks for joining this deep dive. We will catch you next time.